going on here?
Let's have a dinner.
That's Dad's check. He's gonna be mad.
Okay. I'll lunch some up and put it on the floor next to the trash if you get hungry.
I think he brought the girl right with you. You know, in case any of you want to come cheer us on, Chloe and I are doing the Quahog Marathon in a couple of weeks.
Marathon? But what if that sexy boy has another bomb?
Yeah, are you sure you can finish the marathon?
I'm not worried, mate. I'm just gonna give it all I've got, like Scotty engineering the evidence. Captain, this is a little embarrassing.
congratulate yourselves. It's Friday. Now, you have gone through all of the drama, all of the problems, everything that the week has had, and you made it through. You realize that there are some people that did not make it through this week. I think that it is important that we recognize just how blessed we are. So congratulate yourselves. Give yourselves a round of applause. You made it through another week in 2019. That ain't an easy task. It's Friday. And of course, because it's Friday, it's Fan Mail Friday. But first, we're going to go to, hopefully we can get this right this time. I know we've had problems with the theme song all week. The greatest theme song in radio history.
So let me get this straight. I've been on air for an entire year now, speaking every and anything that comes to my twisted mind. And you haven't taken me off air yet. You are tuned into the right station.
Success! We got the theme song to play the first time around. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Chamber. I am your host, Andre Roxx, Mr. Independent, and of course, you are tuned in to either KYBN Radio, the World Advantage Network, Real People Talk Radio, WNIA, or Hip Hop News Source Radio, that's HHNSradio.com. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I can't believe it. We have been trying. The theme song has been giving me all kinds of problems all week, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it. We finally got the thing to play the first time around. Like I said at the beginning of the show here, sometimes you just got to appreciate some of the little things in life. And considering we have been struggling with that, I appreciate the fact that we got that to play. It's Fan Mail Friday here on The Chamber, which means, let me explain to you, for those that are newcomers, exactly what Fan Mail Friday is. So Monday through Thursday, you guys hear me on this station just talking it up, saying whatever's on my mind. And I know, you get tired of that. Why do you get tired of that? Because, well, frankly, I don't understand how you guys have been listening to me for almost 4 years without wanting me to shut up. But you have. So on Fridays, what we do is we give you an opportunity to express yourselves. We give you an opportunity to chime in and let us know what you're thinking. Now, I want to let everybody know that this will be the last Fan Mail Friday of this format. Why? With any luck, if we can get the technology working right, we will be accepting call-ins after this. So yes, we will still be taking your letters, but Fan Mail Friday will be split up between the call-ins and the letters, hopefully next Friday, if we can get everything working properly. But you still can send us a letter. And you can send a letter in a myriad of different ways. Number one, you can send a letter through email. You can send that to therealAndreRoxx@gmail.com. That is TherealAndreRoxx@gmail.com. You can also send a text message to 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Or you can leave a voicemail on that same number. We do have those voicemails transcribed for our use. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get to some of your fan mail. It's been a very interesting week, especially the last 24 hours. Most of the fan mail we got in this week was over the last 24 hours, and it was over some of the incidents that have been taking place. For those of you that don't know, Aurora, Illinois, we just had another... My apologies. We just had another mass shooting in Aurora, Illinois. But let's start off with the Colin Kaepernick situation. And let's get to a letter about Colin Kaepernick. For those of you that did not know, it appears that Colin Kaepernick and the NFL have come to an understanding here today. Colin Kaepernick basically took the NFL to arbitration, claiming collusion between the team owners and the NFL to keep him blacklisted. Um, and apparently today they came to some sort of agreement. There's wild speculation as to what the agreement is, but of course, nobody knows what the agreement is because both parties have agreed to a gag order. This has been a particular issue of mine because I have been boycotting the NFL. And at this moment, I'm not ready to declare that boycott over. But let's see what you all have to say. Well, this letter comes from one of our fans, and they say, Kaepernick sold us out. We boycotted for 2 seasons for him, and at the end of the day, he took the money and shut up. I feel like a fool, but at least I can go back to watching my Bucks next year. I don't think you can make the statement that Kaepernick sold us out. I'm not going to say that that's an absolute impossibility. It is definitely possible, but I don't think that you can make the statement that Colin Kaepernick sold us out. We don't know what was discussed behind closed doors, what was given up. And I'll tell you, before we go to our musical break, the line in your letter that really disturbs me is you say we boycotted for 2 seasons for him. You boycotted for 2 seasons for him? I think you missed the whole purpose of the boycott if you did. And we'll talk about that when we come back. But right now we are going to go to our musical break, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take you, let's see, I don't know. See, I got to start picking these songs ahead of time. I'm going to take you guys, I'm going to start you off with a little bit of Rakim. And we'll be right back here on The Chamber, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. Roxx. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back. Yes, y'all, that's the Roots. What they do, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the chamber. I'm your host, Andre Roxx, Mr. Independent. And of course, you are tuned in to either KYBN Radio, the World Advantage Network, Real People Talk Radio, WNIA, or Hip Hop News Source Radio, that's HHNSradio.com. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Of course, it is Fan Mail Friday here on the chamber, and we are getting back into some fan mail right now. And the first letter that we had was from Colin Kaepernick. For those of you just tuning, or it was not from Colin Kaepernick. Let me rephrase that. It was about Colin Kaepernick. My apologies. I know, Colin, you didn't write into the show. I wish you would. I really wish you would, but you didn't. Again, you have me disappointed. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting and hoping. But it's about Colin Kaepernick, and just today, as I said, he took a deal with the NFL. The details of the deal are not disclosed, but there is a gag order, basically, so nobody else will be commenting further on the situation with the NFL. And let's just a refresh for those of you just tuning in, and shame on you for not coming on time. But for those of you just tuning in, it says Colin Kaepernick sold us out. We boycotted for 2 seasons for him, and at the end of the day, he took the money and shut up. I feel like a fool, but at least I can go back to watching my Bucks next year. Let's start off with Colin Kaepernick sold us out. How do you know he sold us out? Like, let's be real here. And this is one thing that, you know, as an entertainer, as a radio host now, as just somebody who's been in the field for a while. You know, I started seeing these messages come up that Colin Kaepernick sold us out as soon as he came to some sort of agreement with the NFL. Yes, I would have loved to see some more public information about what was going on with Colin Kaepernick. I would have loved to see the NFL go a little bit more public. I would have loved to see Colin Kaepernick go more public. But we don't know what went on behind the scenes. I mean, there's speculation, and I want to be clear that it is speculation, that the deal came up as up to $60 million. Okay, now, we boycotted the NFL for a reason. And I want to be clear here. you stated that we boycotted the NFL for him. No, we did not boycott the NFL for him. We boycotted the NFL for their unjust treatment of him. But it goes deeper than that. It goes very much deeper than that. And I'm very sorry to see that this is what you feel we boycotted for Colin Kaepernick. We marched. We didn't march for Michael Brown. We didn't march for Alton Sterling. We didn't march for Philando Castile and all of the others, Eric Gardner and all of them. Yes, we marched because of their situations, but there was something much deeper. We marched about the systemic racism that takes place here in the United States of America. We boycotted the NFL because the NFL represented a systemic racism that takes place here in the United States of America. And we basically showed the NFL we would not tolerate it anymore. We said it is unfair that a man who is using a platform to display his issue with the way that blacks are being treated here in the United States of America has been blacklisted, when the NFL itself uses its platform to discuss many social and political issues. There's a month out of the year where the NFL players are required to wear pink ribbons and pink sneakers and all of this crap. Colin Kaepernick did the same thing, and he was punished for it. And he was punished because he brought up a black issue. That's why we boycotted the NFL. Because had Colin Kaepernick brought up another issue and chose to display this in some other form, there would have not been a problem. But because Colin Kaepernick brought up a black issue and the world wants to just simply forget about these black issues that take place here in the United States of America rather than to deal with them, Colin Kaepernick was punished. We have a problem with that. We have a problem with the fact that Colin Kaepernick was punished for dealing with a black issue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the heart of the problem here. They say we boycotted for 2 seasons. Or I'm sorry, they say Colin Kaepernick sold us out. How did he sell us out? We boycotted, and I'll tell you, I stated, when Colin Kaepernick receives his job back, when he is allowed to go back to work, I will watch the NFL again. Now, the question is, was Colin Kaepernick basically given his contract and said, hey, you know what? Here's the money for your contract. We recognize that we kind of screwed you over. Here's the money. And I'm speculating here. I want to be clear. I'm not saying that this is what happened in that meeting, in that arbitration, whatever the case, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying that this is what happened, but let's see. Could it have been, hey, Colin, we kind of screwed you over. Now, you're an NFL quarterback. You've been out for 2 seasons, which means you're rusty. No team is going to touch you at this point, or no team is going to give you what you deserve, because you are rusty. You've been out for 2 seasons. It's a risk to put you back on the field. You're not in shape by the standards of the NFL. I'm not saying that this is the case, but what if they just said, hey, listen, you know what? We realize we screwed you over, and let's make you whole. How much would you have earned over this course of the he's 31 now, so he got out of the game when he was 29. Let's say his career went on until he was 35, 36. I mean, Brett Favre only went to 40. Let's say he would have had, 5 more years in the game. At $20 million, whatever, let's say they calculated it and said, hey, here's $100 million because we screwed you out of $100 million for your career. I think that is partially fair. And we also don't know what he negotiated behind the scenes. What if he negotiated, okay, hey, give me my money But also, why don't you donate $100 million to education for for urban children? Or how about you donate $100 million to Black Lives Matter or whatever organization? We don't know what was negotiated behind the scenes. We're going to have to look really closely because he may have negotiated something that was ultimately beneficial for our people and we just don't know it. We're going to have to look closely. We're going to have to read between the lines. We're going to have to see how the NFL acts. And hey, maybe he negotiated a situation where he gets some sort of back office deal. And we already talked about that. I already said, hey, listen, I would be fine with Colin Kaepernick getting some sort of back office deal. He's the liaison for community relations or some crap like that. Because, hey, he's getting a little older. He's up in years as an NFL quarterback. We don't know what happened yet. I'm not ready to end my boycott of the NFL because there are some issues that have come up with the NFL over the past few years that I'm still uncomfortable with. I'll say I'm a step closer, given that Colin Kaepernick was clearly given some sort of settlement that he agreed with, and considering that he kind of had the NFL, he had their backs against the wall. I'm sure he got a good deal for himself. Now, I still have an issue with the fact that players who have decided to take a knee are required to stay in the locker room at this point in time and all kinds of things like that. I have an issue with that. So I have not ended my boycott of the NFL. As of right now, Andre Roxx will not be watching the NFL next season. But let's see what changes he negotiated. He was in that position. He has been not only in a legal position. Let's remember he was trying to subpoena the cell phone records of Roger Goodell. I mean, it seems like he was in a strong legal position. But he was also in a moral position. With the endorsement of Nike and his public profile and all of that, he was in a moral position. Let's see what he negotiated so that the NFL can play this. Right now we're in the off season. Let's see what changes happen with the NFL. Let's not say Cap sold us out just yet. Sometimes in silence, more can be done. Let's see if Roger Goodell issues a public apology or something like that. We don't know what is coming down the pipeline. But I'm not ready to say Kaepernick sold us out yet. And we're so quick. This is one thing I got to say to my own people. We are so quick to try and find fault with one of our own. This man did us a great service, and he took a lot of personal risks to do so. He could have sat down and shut up and play. I mean, you're talking about a Super Bowl quarterback. This man had a very, very bright future in the NFL, and he could have sat down and shut up and played out his future, been he is a multi-millionaire, but he could have played out his future with the NFL and made multiple millions of dollars. And instead, he sacrificed his career. And he didn't know that this was, when he did it, he didn't know that this was going to play out with Nike and everything like that. He could have just been thrown to the side and forgotten about. He played this position very well. And before we have all of the facts, we're ready to throw him under the bus. Or some of us are. We're ready to dismiss him. I'm not ready to do that yet. You say you feel like a fool. I'll say that this letter shows that you are a fool. Because you have no idea what happened, yet you're making assumptions. None of us know what happened yet. And then, this is the craziest part of this whole letter. They say, but at least I can go back to watching my Bucks next year. Really? An organization. I want to show you your flawed thinking here. Let's look at how you're ready to throw Cap under the bus without a million, without a million questions being answered. You're ready to throw your own under the bus. A man that you stood up for, you claimed you boycotted for, and all of that. You're ready to throw him under the bus. And this is a man who stood up for you. But the organization that screwed you over, you're ready to run back to them. So the people that screwed you, you're ready to forgive and go back to giving them your money. And yes, by the way, every time you watch an NFL game, you are contributing to their coffers. But you're ready to go back to them so quickly. But the man who stood up for you, you're ready to throw him under the bus just as quickly. It should be the other way around. See, this is, I got to call it what it is, what Brother Al-Hajj Malik Al-Shabazz, a.k.a. Malcolm X, said. This is the house nigga mentality. Yeah, I said it. Run back to Massa. I loves you, Massa. I'm sorry for any offense I gave against you, Massa. And sacrifice your own kind. The people who really have your back, you're not willing to give them any leeway. But the people who gave you the middle finger, oh, you're ready to give them all the leeway in the world. How twisted is your brain? How twisted is your mindset? This is insanity right here. This is absolute insanity right here. Just a few sentences shows the mentality of a fool. It's time for our next musical break, ladies and gentlemen. And just want you to start thinking through what you're saying before you say it. I'm going to take you guys to a little bit of Johnny Gill. We'll be right back here on The Chamber, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699.
This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX.
Yes, y'all. That is Johnny Gill. My. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the chamber. I'm your host, Andre Roxx, Mr. Independent. And of course, you are tuned in to either KYBN Radio, the World Advantage Network, Real People Talk Radio, WNIA, or Hip Hop News Source Radio. That's HHNSradio.com. Real quick, I want to tell you about one of our sponsors for the show here. And the show is sponsored today by a company called Old School Lane. Now, listen, I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, a painter or a drawer. I am an artist in a very different way. But I'm going to tell you something. I went to a paint and sip hosted by Old School Lane, Sandra Johnson, down here in Central Florida, and it was a great and fun time. I painted a painting that is ugly as all sin, but I had a great time, sipped some good wine, met a lot of fun and interesting people, and I'm telling you guys, if you want to have a great time, schedule a paint and sip. Get a couple of your friends together. Let Sandra Johnson teach you a few things about painting. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're going to turn into a Rembrandt from going to this paint and sip. But, you know, it was a new experience for me, and it was fun. It was great. It was an incredible activity. If you are in the Central Florida area, that is Tampa, Orlando, Gainesville, Pasco County, Pinellas County, Hernandez County, any of those, schedule your paint and sip with Old School Lane. If you're tuned in on our website, or on our live stream rather, you're gonna see the phone number for that come up on our musical breaks. If you are not tuned in, if you're tuned in on the radio stream, I do apologize. I don't have the phone number right in front of me, so I'll give it to you on the next commercial break. But I'm telling you guys, it's a fun time, and it's a great corporate team building activity too. So if you run a company and you're doing a corporate retreat or something like that, this is a great and inexpensive way to do it. It comes down to, like, depending on exactly what package you get, anywhere between $15 and $25 a person. It's not expensive, and it's a great corporate building activity. So definitely check out Old School Lane, Sandra Johnson, Master painter. It's a great time. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the chamber. It is Fan Mail Friday. So let's get to the next fan letter, the Colin Kaepernick letter. You know, on its surface, it sounded like somebody who wanted to be a part of something, but didn't really know what this was really about. It wasn't something. It just seemed like this was more of a trend for them, and that's one thing. You know, this civil rights issue is becoming more trendy, and I'm a little bit concerned that standing up for our rights is trendy. It's not something that people are actually feeling in their hearts, and I'm seeing this all the time. You know, the offense is almost trivialized. It's being trivialized, and it's not a very good way. You know, I tell people all the time that I do this because it's literally my life on the line. It's not, you know, oh well, you know, this is something to do on a Friday night. And clearly this person didn't have an understanding of why we did what we did and why we do what we do. And that is very concerning for me. But let's get to our next letter here. And oh God. You know, people, I try to understand, first of all, why you conservatives still watch and listen to my show. I mean, and I'm not talking about the typical centrist conservative, because I can see how, you know, some of the things that I say would be appealing to you. Because I am not your typical liberal. You know, I agree for the most part. Now, I don't go all the way with you on gun rights. I am, as many people know, I'm pro-life. So I can see why you would watch my show. But you, serious Trump, yeah, Donald Trump, greatest guy in the world, and build the wall and all. I don't even understand why you listen to my show. Like, seriously, you can click on another station. I am not the only radio host here, but instead you guys listen to my show, and then you write me these letters telling me how pissed off with my show you are. I don't get it. And it's not even like my show comes on at you know, a time of day where you're just listening to me as background noise. I'm on, depending on where you're at in the country, anywhere between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. You have sought me out. Anyway, let's read this letter. This guy says, oh, sorry guys, my monitor just moved a little bit here. He says, Pelosi threatened to abuse the power of office and take away the Second Amendment rights. What excuse are you going to make for her? How can you possibly explain that away? There's nothing in the Constitution about the president not building a wall. He put, I'm assuming that was supposed to be wall. Building a way. But the Second Amendment is fundamental. But the law never mattered. Sorry, my screen is very small. The wall never mattered to you, Dems. Not did it. I'm gonna... I don't even know what he was trying to say with that sentence. Let's just... And this is what I deal with. This is what I deal with, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that don't know, Nancy Pelosi today made a statement. She said that basically, if Donald Trump declares this national emergency, the next time a Democrat gets into power, they could use the same type of powers to declare a national emergency over the gun rights issue, or the mass shooting issue, or, you know, any of these different issues that have gone on. Now, I want to be clear here. A few years back, when the chamber was still a baby, where instead of this beautiful digital set that you see, if you're tuned in on Facebook Live or one of our live streams, you were actually looking at my bedroom. When I had a cheap $200 system, and that's how we were broadcasting. I caught a lot of heat from the Dems because Barack Obama was trying to do immigration reform and do some things with the Dreamers, and I actually agreed with what he was trying to do. But he couldn't get it through Congress. He had a Republican Congress at the time, and he could not get it through Congress. So he used the power of executive order and fought the issue in court and won, essentially expanding the power of executive order. And when I came on air, I said, this is horrible, because now the executive order has become more powerful. We have a lot of congressmen and senators who are essentially acquiescing their authority to the President of the United States, and this eliminates our system of checks and balances. And the Dems got so angry with me. That Fan Mail Friday was really fun because I caught it from all sides. And now what we're seeing is Donald Trump expanding, using the executive power that the precedent was set with during Obama's era, and then expanding upon that. See, what you have to understand is the presidency, or for that matter, any political office, is a power grab. You don't get people in these offices that are not hungry for power and want to expand their power. You don't. The type of personality of someone who runs for these offices is someone who wants to expand their power. So, what people are going to do when they take these offices is they are going to use the powers that they already have, and then they are going to build upon that. So when you have somebody who sets a precedent to expand that power, you have to realize that eventually somebody is going to get into office that is not going to have the best interest of the United States at heart, that is going to be destructive, that is going to have some really radical ideas, and you have just given them more power. We should be limiting the power of executive order, not expanding it. So, unfortunately, this started with Barack Obama. Because, see, he expanded the power of executive order and dealt with an immigration issue, which is exactly what Donald Trump is building on now. Now, I find it funny because Donald Trump, during that time, while he was still, running around trying to claim that Barack Obama was born in Kenya, made the statement that a president who expands executive order to try and deal with immigration should be impeached. That's Donald Trump's own words, which I hope that people recognize now. But yes, this was Donald Trump's own words. But the bottom line is, Barack Obama set that precedent to say, I can deal with immigration through executive order. Well, if he can deal with immigration through executive order to grant leniency and clemency and all of that, then Donald Trump is basically building on that, and now we have to deal with this in court. So what Nancy Pelosi was saying was, hey, that power of executive order being expanded upon, when a Democrat comes into office in 2020, and yes, there will be a Democrat in 2020. When a Democrat comes into office in 2020, they're going to expand on that as well. If you can declare a national emergency for something that is not a national emergency defined as something that is urgent and needs immediate attention. If you can do that, well, then we can declare a national emergency for gun control. She's absolutely right. She was saying it, and see, this is the problem, is a lot of people like to take things out of context. She was saying it almost satirically. She wasn't saying, oh, this is what we're going to do. What she was saying is, if this is allowed to continue, the reason that we're taking this national emergency declaration to the Supreme Court with such vigor is because if this is allowed to continue, the executive branch almost becomes a dictatorship, autonomous branch. The systems of checks and balances are being circumvented right now. And what she was saying is Republicans should be just as outraged because, think about it, at some point in time, a Democrat will be in office. I said the same thing when we had a Democrat in office. I said, hey, Democrats, you should be outraged right now because at some point a Republican is going to get into office. Lo and behold, that's what happened. If Barack Obama had not expanded the power of executive order, this would not be transpiring right now. I love Barack. I loved what he was trying to do. I did not like the way he went about it. And this is why. This is why it was so important for him to take it through Congress. And yes, I said it on air. I said I would rather him take it through Congress and fail than for him to try to use the power of executive order. And you guys got on me. And you said, I can't believe you're encouraging Barack Obama to fail and you want this man to fail and you're such a horrible person and this is such an important issue. I didn't want him to fail. I wanted immigration reform. I wanted a pathway to citizenship. As a matter of fact, I wanted straight immunity. But I did not want to erode the system of checks and balances in the process. And yes, the system of checks and balances to me was more important. Because I knew at some point in time, if we didn't get Donald Trump, we were going to get someone like Donald Trump. Lo and behold, we have him. Anyway, I really haven't even touched on this letter yet. So I will when we come back from our musical break. But let's see. What do we want to go to? We're at our top of the hour musical break. Let's start off with a little bit of Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. Then we'll go to a little bit of George Clinton, We Want the Funk. We'll be right back here on The Chamber, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other advertising can offer so many potential customers. For more details, 706-452, that's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699.
This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50.
Yes, y'all, that is George Clinton. We want the funk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the chamber. I'm your host, Andre Roxx, Mr. Independent. And of course, you are tuned in to either KYBN Radio, the World Advantage Network, Real People Talk Radio, WNIA, or Hip Hop News Source Radio. That's hhnsradio.com. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. So I didn't even get a chance to really get into this letter because I just had so much to unpack about the history behind this all. And you know, I know a lot of Dems get mad at me when I talk about Barack Obama and I say, hey, you know, I love the man. I'm happy for what he did, but you know, there are some things I disagree with. And this is the problem that we have in dealing with our leaders, our congressmen, or anybody in a position of power, is we're very two-dimensional. What do I mean by that? We look at people in a very two-dimensional way. We either like them or we hate them. They are either God Almighty or they're Satan. And it is very difficult. I don't know what happened. Yes, I do. I know what happened. We stopped thinking. We stopped trying to critically think. We wanted everything to be easy. We wanted to think. We didn't want to have to think through things anymore. We wanted everything to be easy. We wanted everything to be black and white. You know, shades of gray started to scare us. And I don't know, it happened, I gotta say, probably in the late 90s, early 2000s. People decided to just shut off their brains. And we became the microwave generation. Let somebody tell us everything. And this is a good guy, this is a bad guy. So when we talk about Barack Obama, or when we talk about Donald Trump, or when we talk about any leader, they're either good or bad. We either love them or we hate them. And it's very hard nowadays to talk to somebody and say, hey, yes, I like this guy, but I disagree with him on this point. Oh my God, you're such a... No, I just disagree with him on this issue. I disagree with him on this point or that point. I've sat on this show a few times and I've said, hey, I agree with Donald Trump. When Donald Trump made the statement that, and I know people are going to trip about this, when he said, you know, pedophiles should be castrated and killed, I agree. 100%. Say we start in the Catholic Church. How about that? But yeah, it's hard nowadays. It's very hard for me to make these statements because people look at Barack Obama like he was Jesus Christ, and he wasn't. He was a great president, but he wasn't perfect. So it's something we have to unpack and start to use our brains again. Donald Trump is a horrible president, but there are a couple things I agree with him on. Not many. There's a few. And that's okay. We're allowed to think things through. We don't have to be two-dimensional with people. The fan letter says, Pelosi just threatened to abuse the power of office and take away Second Amendment rights. She said it satirically as an example of what could happen. She said it as, hey, let's prevent this from happening. Let's prevent people from having this type of power. Again, this is the shutting off of the brain. What excuse are you going to make for her? I don't have to make an excuse. She said it. Instead of, and this is a problem in our society today too. We are a sound bite society. 30-second sound clips. There's no context anymore. Okay, so I'm an analogy guy. I tell a lot of stories to give analogies so that people can understand. Now, what if somebody took one of the analogies that I gave, took it out of context? I think I've given the analogy before. If I were to go and blow Donald Trump's head off, what if somebody took that out of context and said, he's threatening to kill the president? No, absolutely not. Which I'm sure the FBI is, now that I've said this live on air, I'm sure the FBI is listening in again. How you doing, fellas? You've tried to shut me down before. You weren't successful. You want to try again? Fine. What I'm saying is, we take 30-second sound bites right now, and that's our news. That's our news. Nancy Pelosi said this. Donald Trump said that. What's the context of what it was said in? We never look at that anymore. We won't listen to a 2-hour speech anymore to get an understanding of what the person is trying to say. We have dumbed ourselves down. This is why Donald Trump was able to win debates, because he realized all he had to do was come up with snappy punchlines. Think about it. What do you remember from the Republican primaries? Lion Ted, Little Marco. I can't remember the other stuff. But those were the things that he said. There was no substance in anything. But we had the little 3-second soundbite that could be played over and over again. And that's all America cares about now. So when Nancy Pelosi said this, what was the context of what she was saying it in? You won't play that. And you know what? These news outlets, who all have agendas. I don't care if it's right wing or if it's left wing. They all have agendas. Fox News, MSNBC, both have agendas. Different sides of the aisle, different agendas, but they play it the same way. They really do. And the agenda is, I'm going to take what I can take out of that soundbite that makes that person sound bad, sound the worst, and I'm going to play that over and over and over again. And we can take it out of context. We can flip it around. We can shape it. We can mold it. Both Fox News and MSNBC do it. I've seen it happen on both sides. CNN does it to a little bit lesser degree. I'd say that is the most balanced station of them. CNN still leans left. Don't get it twisted. But there's a context to it all that America is missing, because America won't actually do their research before they make a decision. And that's right wing and left wing. In this case, it's right wing. So I don't have to make an excuse. What I'll say is go and listen to the whole statement. Then I don't have to make an excuse. Just listen to what she said. All of what she said. You said, how can I possibly explain that away? I don't have to. She did. Then you go on to say some more foolish stuff. There's nothing in the Constitution about a president not building, and I'm going to assume this was supposed to be wall instead of way. But the Second Amendment is fundamental by the law. I'm sorry, but the law never mentions you. I don't even understand this sentence here. So there's nothing in the Constitution about the president not building a wall. You're right. And there's nothing in the Constitution about the president building a wall. What is in the Constitution, though, is a system of checks and balances, a separation of powers. Congress, not the president, has the power of the purse. Meaning that if the president wants to allocate funds for a certain project, he has to run it through Congress. Congress has to approve it. He is attempting to circumvent that by using a power that was never intended for him to allocate funds. So if you want to talk about Constitution, let's talk about Constitution. He's using the executive order to circumvent the Constitution. That, my friend, is illegal. And we will talk about that when we come back from our next musical break. Right now, we got to go to a little bit of, and for those of you that know, it's not Luther Vandross. For all of you that know what I'm talking about here, who is he? Come on. I can hear you through the radio. Who is he? Yeah, that's right. Those of us that know, those of us that are down with Luther, we know it's Luther. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of Luther Vandross. We'll be right back here on the chamber, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. Oh, that's the wrong Luther Vandross song. Let's try that one again. We were supposed to go If This World Were Mine by Luther, and we ended up with Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, we got the right song playing right now. We'll be right back here on the chamber, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned.
Advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. And prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-ROXX.
Yes, y'all. That's Luther Vandross and Cheryl Lynn. If This World Were Mine. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the chamber. I'm your host, Andre Roxx, Mr. Independent. And of course, you are tuned in to either KYBN Radio, the World Advantage Network, Real People Talk Radio, WNIA, or Hip Hop News Source Radio. That's HHNSradio.com. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Let's get back to this fan letter. He says, Pelosi just threatened to abuse the power of office and take away the Second Amendment rights. No, she didn't. No, it was satirical. Are we this stupid now? Are we this dumb? We don't understand satire anymore. We don't understand her giving an example and saying, hey, this is what could happen. Just, oh God, just, I weep for the next generation of America, because we're not this dumb. I hope we're not this dumb. I don't have to make an excuse. He said, what excuse are you going to make? What excuse are you going to make? How can you possibly explain that away? I don't have to explain it away. It's just stupid. Say there's nothing in the Constitution about Pelosi about the president not building a wall. Again, power of the purse. Real simple stuff here. It's the power of the purse. It's not about building the wall. It's about Donald Trump going through the proper process. The same way I said, almost 4 years ago, about Barack Obama. I said, it's not about immigration. It's about going through the proper process so that we can preserve the checks and balances that were set up by the founding fathers so that we didn't end up with a tyrannical dictator. If we're basically going to turn the power of executive order into a cure-all, like, hey, the president can't get it done this way, oh, just sign an executive order. If that's what we're going to do, we have a dictatorship. We already don't have a democracy because of the Electoral College. Now we have a dictatorship, a true dictatorship, if all the president has to do is sign an executive order and do whatever he wants. He's ruling by decree. And it's offensive. It is offensive to the sensibility of even the illusion of democracy. We don't have a democracy, but at least we have an illusion of democracy. But if a president can rule by executive order, we might as well throw our hands up. It's over. Why? I don't even understand why we elect congressmen and senators at this point. If a president can simply rule by executive order. I got to move on to the next letter. I know I haven't really finished with this one yet, but I promised myself, because I do this in Fan Mail Friday, I promised myself that I'm going to get through at least 3 letters on Fan Mail Friday. And we still have the Black Hero of the Week coming up, or I'm sorry, the Black Hero of the Day coming up. And, I promised myself I'm going to get to all of this today. So let's move on to the next letter. And this is a short one. And this is about the active shooter today in Aurora, Illinois. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what it is about places called Aurora. I actually lived in Denver, Colorado when the Aurora shooting happened. And believe it or not, I was actually supposed to be in that theater that day. I was actually supposed to take my son's mother to go see that movie. And she got sick that day, which is the only reason that I'm sitting here on the radio with you all today, because we decided to go see the movie the next day. And we actually, to this day, I still haven't seen the movie because of the shooting. But anyway, that's beside the point. Let's talk about what happened. And first of all, and I hate saying it like this because it sounds so generic at this point, but our thoughts and prayers are with all of those who perished in this shooting. But there was a gunman at an Illinois manufacturing plant who was fired. And he shot and killed 5 employees and 5 police officers suffered non-threatening injuries. And I received a text message through our website. And the text message read, so white active shooter shoots 4 police officers at the time. And this person was texting me while news was still breaking. So it turned from 4 to 5. So I don't want you to think, oh, this person has their information wrong. This was when it was happening. And gets apprehended. Yet every black man killed is a threat. The only real response I have to say to this is true. You know, it kills me that we see true threats to the lives of individuals. True threats. I'm talking about people who have murdered multiple people being taken into custody alive. Yet a black kid playing cops and robbers gets gunned down in the streets. Yet a black guy selling CDs gets gunned down in the streets. It seems to me that police officers are extreme. You know, there was a video, and I hate this stupid video. But there was a video about police officers and how would you react to the situation. And what they did was and I hate this video because it's misleading. They took a reporter and they put him on a police obstacle course, I guess. They gave him a fake gun and they put him through all of these different scenarios that I guess cops go through in their training. And he had to make split-second decisions about whether to shoot or not to shoot. And, of course, he made a lot of mistakes, shot innocent people, this, that, and the other. The reason I hate the video is because it is extremely misleading. Because you took an untrained reporter from the field who had no knowledge of what they were doing or anything like that. This is a reporter, somebody who's trained in doing the news. And you put him in this obstacle course and you said, see, look what us police go through. We're human beings. We have to make these decisions. Okay. Let's take the same example, or let's take the same type of situation. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, I have 4 screens up. I have my notes for the stories for today. I have 4 other screens up. I have an audio board that I'm running. I have a computer that I'm running. Now you take somebody who has never done this before and you put them behind this desk right now. And you say, hey, run a radio show. Talk to the people. Run the computer. Run the audio board. Run the stories. Run the notes. All at the same time. They're going to get lost. I get lost, and I've been doing this for almost 4 years. You see, I have problems. Even now, I've been doing this for almost 4 years. And there's a technical issue that pops up every once in a while that I have to deal with. An audio issue or something like that. There's a very big difference between a police officer who is trained to do that job and somebody that you're taking fresh. And you can't use somebody that's fresh as an example. Why do I say that? Because it appears to me, getting back to the letter here, it appears to me that police officers are extremely well trained in bringing extremely dangerous people in alive. Why? Because as this letter points out, when it's a white person who is extremely dangerous, has proved themselves to be extremely dangerous, somehow they wind up in handcuffs and not in a body bag. But when it's a black guy who poses a threat by selling loose cigarettes or CDs, well, we couldn't take any chances. If you want to make the claim, because this is what the police officers do. They want to make the claim that, oh my God, we're in these dangerous situations and we don't know what to do. We're doing our best in these dangerous situations, but it's hostile. Then you can't keep bringing in hostile people alive. Because then we have to look at, well, what was the difference between the person who got shot and the person who came in alive? And obviously, the person who came in alive, because people say, oh, well, the person who came in alive, well, maybe they were, they surrendered to the cops or this or that or the other. Bull! This man shot 5 cops. He pulled his gun and shot 5 cops and still came in alive. But blacks, we thought he had a gun and get shot. Alton Sterling, they say, oh, we thought he had a gun. Shot dead. This man, not only did they know he had a gun, but he shot 5 of their officers. Do you see how frustrating this can be for a black person looking at this? It was important for them to bring this man in alive. And the only difference that is discernible is the color of his skin. And anybody who says anything different is either a damn fool or is intentionally diluting themselves to the facts. This man not only posed a danger and proved it, but considering that he had shot 5 police officers. You want to talk about fear for your life? If you're a police officer, are you telling me, is this what you're telling me? That you don't fear for your life from a man who has already shot 5 of your buddies? You fear more for your life from a guy selling cigarettes. Either you're stupid or you think I'm stupid. And let me just give you a little clue here. I'm not stupid. I can only agree with this letter. I can only look at this and say, you're right. This young lady who wrote me this letter, I know her personally. I can only say she's absolutely right. And the question I have is, you all get mad at me when I make statements like blacks need to arm themselves and defend themselves and use up to and including deadly force to protect themselves from the police. Every time I say that, you get pissed. You try and say, oh, well, the cops are your friends and, they're not bad and they're here to help you and this and that or the other. They're not. This proves it. They are here to serve and protect whites. So let me ask you this. What am I supposed to tell my people? If a cop comes into your neighborhood, don't defend yourself. Let them shoot you, and then we'll hold a candlelight vigil for you later. And I'll help your mom sue the city. No. I tell my people, kill them before they kill you. They have made it abundantly apparent that they want us dead. They've made it clear. Or at least they have little regard for our lives. So if I'm aware of somebody trying to kill me, why should I not protect myself? If I'm aware of somebody walking around with a badge and a gun in my neighborhood who really could care less whether I live or die and will use any small scenario as a pretext to killing me, what am I supposed to tell my people? I'm curious. And I'm serious. I want somebody to answer this question. What am I supposed to tell my people to do when an officer pulls a gun on you? Comply? Complying could get us shot. Because a sneeze could be interpreted as justification to shoot us. I put a video up on my Facebook the other day. Officer, guess he forgot that he had a dash cam. And pulls a car over. Guy gets out of his car. Officer says, put your hands in the air. He puts his hands in the air and he says, I need to see your ID. The guy leans over to grab his ID. The officer immediately starts shooting. Funny, because the officer was 3 feet away and missed with every shot. But then when the next officer comes up, after he says shots fired and this and that and the other, the officer tells some huge lies. The guy kept coming at me. The guy told him to reach to grab his wallet. The guy reaches for his wallet and he starts shooting. Then the officer the guy was coming at, of course it was a black man. He was coming at me. He kept coming at me. I told him to stop. None of this happened. And the reason that he felt that it was okay to lie is because he had gotten away with lying so many times before. So when officers do this type of thing, and when my people have no recourse to save their lives in the moment, why do you get mad at me when I say shoot the damn cops? We should be treating the cops the same way that they treat us in order to protect our own lives. If there is even an inkling of a hint that this officer is going to try and pull their weapon, we need to shoot them first. Yeah, I said it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. They come into our neighborhoods, and if there's even a hint that we're going to commit an act of violence, and I'm talking about it could be something very simple that they misinterpret, we're dead. So we need to start treating them the same way, because our lives need to be protected. We have to protect our own lives. So I say shoot the damn cops. And just like them, let's sort it out later. You may not like it, but I want to survive. And I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. So I'll shoot the cop and then deal with it later in court. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take you guys to another Luther song. We're going to go to a little known collaboration that Luther Vandross did with my girl Queen Latifah. Hit It Again. We'll be right back here on The Chamber, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial and will be back shortly. Millions instantly. Price starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you potential customers at such a low rate. For details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50. No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and starting
starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50, no other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699. This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly.
Yes, y'all, that's Luther Vandross. Hit it again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the chamber. I'm your host, Andre Roxx, Mr. Independent. And of course, you are tuned in to either KYBN Radio, the World Advantage Network, Real People Talk Radio, WNIA, or Hip Hop News Source Radio, that's HHNSradio.com. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. So, got to get done with the fan mail. Let's get the fan mail out of here. Fan Mail Friday is officially over. Once again, if you'd like to write us a letter on Fan Mail Friday, please give us a call. Please write us a letter to the Real Andre Roxx. That's TheRealAndreRoxx @gmail.com. Or you can send a text message to 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. We're going to do the best we can to get the call-in lines open next week. But now, it is time for our black leader of the day. Our black hero of the day. And unfortunately, as I said before, we always have some technical issue here on the show. The graphic is not coming up. I would have loved to show this woman's graphic as well, but we don't have the picture. But my black hero I designate for today is Sister Harriet Tubman. The reason, we all know the story of Sister Harriet Tubman, but a statement that she made that it feels so familiar sometimes. She said, I could have freed twice as many slaves if I could have convinced them that they were slaves. I feel that way sometimes. I feel that way a lot of times in dealing with the issues of Black America. I feel that a lot of times the hardest part of what I do as an activist is trying to explain to people who have been psychologically conditioned that they have been psychologically conditioned. It's very easy for people to point out the flaws going on in our system, but to point out, hey, listen, we're being screwed over here. And it's because they've got you thinking a certain way that is counterproductive. That's the most difficult thing. Harriet Tubman was able to lead thousands of men and women to their freedom in the North and in Canada, or to Canada, through a system of safe houses known as the Underground Railroad. Not only did she gain her freedom through this action, which she could have gone up to the North and just stayed a free woman, she went back down into the South over and over again to take more and more people with her. Now that is an honorable action. She risked her own neck time and time again to save her people. And yes, she got shunned by a lot of people, a lot of blacks. But she kept doing what she was doing to save those that could be saved. Very honorable woman. No matter how many shunned her, she kept fighting and kept seeking out those who she could save. And I would venture to say she probably failed more than she succeeded, but she didn't give up on her people. And I find that to be very, very honorable. So she, Harriet Tubman, I wish I had her photo up, but as you can see, we've got a new set here on the show, and some things just aren't quite working yet. That is our black hero of the day. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is time, if we can find it. I guess we don't have it. There we go. It is time for our final thoughts. And my final thoughts today are real simple. Think. I've noticed that our society is becoming increasingly designed for us to have to think less and less, for us to have to use our critical thinking skills less and less, for us to rely more and more on those in power to do our thinking for us. And that's scary because I'm seeing the results of that. I'm seeing that sound bites replace people reading the whole or listening to the whole speech. I'm seeing that people read headlines and not the whole article. And then these same people walk around as if they're authorities on a topic. And they have no information. Which is fine, except for these are the same people that are voting. And I'm watching the people who are in power who will actually read the whole article, who will actually research the article, who will actually do some critical thinking, increasingly take advantage of the people who won't. And I'm seeing the population becoming more and more gullible. And that concerns me quite a bit. So my final thought for today is think. Learn to think. Human beings have the most advanced and complex brain on the planet. And guess what? It wasn't designed for PlayStation and World Star Hip Hop. It was designed so that you could discern and understand complex situations and navigate them. Stop being lazy. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my show. I want to thank everybody out there for inviting me into your homes, into your vehicles, onto your laptops, your cell phones, your tablet computers, your AM and FM dials, however you're listening to me today. I want to thank you for inviting me into your eardrums. It is always an honor and a privilege to have my voice heard, to have my opinion taken into consideration. Even if you disagree with everything I just said, I still appreciate you taking the time to hear me out. That's an honor and a privilege that I do not take for granted, so thank you very much for that. As always, y'all, remember, we don't have to like each other, but God said we should love each other. I'm your host, Andre Roxx, Mr. Independent. Till next time, y'all, peace and blessings. I am out. So many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699.
This station is currently on commercial break and will be back shortly. Millions instantly, and prices starting as low as $50? No other means of advertising can offer you so many potential customers at such a low rate. For more details, call 706-452-ROXX. That's 706-452-ROXX. Once again, 706-452-7699.